Microsoft got way too comfortable, and I get why they got complacent. Everyone uses Windows. The government uses Windows. Every company uses Windows, and they all use Microsoft Office too. If everyone is always using your products all the time, of course you're gonna get a little complacent. But at this point, from my perspective, Microsoft has given up on improving any of their existing products. Ever since Windows 8, Windows has just been in a constant state of decline. Like, Windows 10 was better, but it wasn't Windows 7, and then Windows 11 is just Windows 10 if it had a lobotomy. But instead of improving Windows or improving Xbox or even improving their server infrastructure that goes down kinda often now, Microsoft decided to make AI slop. And it did not work out well for them. And we'll get more into that after a message from our sponsor. If you want to keep on top of your finances without it being a full-time job, today's video sponsor, Monarch Money, has got you covered. Monarch Money is the one-stop solution for all your financial management. They're private and ad-free, which means you're the customer and they don't sell your data, which is kind of a big deal when you're putting all your accounts into one little app. I really like they don't sell your data. And Monarch Money's dashboard is clean and simple, showing you everything in one place. All of your accounts, spending, net worth, debt payoff progress, and recurring charges in one nice, beautiful place. And Monarch Money also syncs with 13,000 different institutions. So whatever bank account or credit card or loan thing you have, Monarch Money has got you covered. And Monarch Money also has flexible spending categories. You can keep track of your spending and stay organized without being overly rigid. Monarch Money is also cross-platform, giving you an intuitive mobile and web experience. You can use it on either or. Personally, I like Monarch Money because it keeps all my spending in one place. It allows me to set up budgets really easily, and they don't sell my data. That is a big deal for me. So what are you waiting for? Click the link down below in the description or scan the QR code on screen to try Monarch Money today. Thank you for sponsoring the video, Monarch Money, and let's get back into it. Microsoft really did think AI was going to be the future, and they bet literally everything on AI. Like, Microsoft was already neglecting a lot of their previous products, but AI really made them not care at all, because some of the first things they did with AI was make all the operating systems worse. Like, when Microsoft first introduced Copilot, it was meant to be a thing that was on your computer on by default that recorded everything you do. That is not an exaggeration. It was meant to take snapshots of your desktop at all times of the day so you could go back and look things up that you did on your computer. Now, everyone's first thought was, hey, why is Microsoft trying to record my screen? And it's a very valid concern. And the second thought most people had was, why? No one asked for this. Fix Windows. No one wants this garbage. And I'm sure Microsoft heard those pleas, but they honestly kind of ignored them. The only thing they did was roll back the always recording feature, which, like, I'm sure they're pretty bummed about, because let's be real, they were trying to collect data. Like, Microsoft could say all they want, they weren't gonna look at those screenshots, but they literally put them in the same place on everyone's computer in an unencrypted folder. It was a joke. And even if Microsoft didn't want to know everything about you, I'm sure that a hacker would, and putting a folder with everyone's personal information on the same place on every computer is a really easy way to get everyone hacked. Like, that's crazy. You can't just make the top secret folder on everyone's computer in the same default place. That is insane. But after that horrible launch, Microsoft postponed Copilot and then later released it without really talking about it too much. Like, Copilot is a thing that you can use. Like, I could open it on my computer right now. I'm not going to, but you could. The thing with Copilot is that no one uses Copilot. I have not talked to a single person who's even experimented with trying to use Copilot. And a lot of people I know like experimenting with these LMs to see where they're at. And you can also tell that no one's using Copilot because Microsoft does not advertise the user base numbers. Have you noticed how Google and OpenAI are always flexing their user numbers? It's because they're high. Microsoft, on the other hand, has like 33 million people using Copilot, but it's also included in your Microsoft 365 subscription. So a lot of these are probably just business accounts buying the package. Like, let's be real. It's something that really does not help these AI companies is a lot of them like to advertise that they use a lot of AI code in their products, like all the time, actually. Like, Microsoft is very loud and proud about how much AI code they shove into their garbage machine. And at the same time that all these companies were advertising that a big chunk of their code was being written by dumb robots, their products started to break and not work and have outages for seemingly no reason. And it was probably just all the garbage code they've been shoving into these things. Like, I think AI code is really good if you want to make a proof of concept of something and you don't want to spend a bunch of time on a proof of concept. concept, but that's kind of it. Like, I don't think you should be using any kind of vibe coding for things that connect to the internet because they're not secure. They don't make secure code. And you can't just tell an LLM to make it secure code. It doesn't know what that means. And ultimately, like, most of the stuff I've seen with this is just garbage. And the reputation of AI has gotten so bad that the CEO of Microsoft, Satya Nadella, implied they were losing social permission to make AI products. And yeah, duh. Like, honestly, this is kind of like insane to me because they lost social permission years ago when they started saying AI is going to take all your job. Like, you can't launch a product and be like, look at this amazing thing. It's going to make you homeless. Isn't that cool? Like, of course, the public is against AI. All people have said about it is it's going to make you homeless because you won't have a job. And then on top of that, too, it's really not that impressive anymore. Like, ChatGPT, when it first came out, was extremely impressive. But nowadays, it's very obvious when a bot made something. Like, most of these models have a specific way of speaking that people can pick up on because they've seen them talk a lot. Like, these models are not that impressive anymore because we've gotten used to them. And if AI is not impressive anymore and all it does is make your power bill go up and cost a bunch of money for no reason really, yeah, of course people are not going to support AI if it does literally nothing for them except potentially take their job. Now, he also said in that same interview that they have to make tools that people actually use that involve AI. And I actually agree. I think these companies should make tools that people can use that use AI because at the moment, there are no tools. The only tool there is a chat box you type words into and this dumb robot responds to you. That's kind of it. Now, obviously, in the fringe, there's a bunch of random tools you can use. Okay, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking like Adobe, Microsoft, Google. Where is your actual product here? Because all I've seen from tech companies is them just shoving AI where it doesn't need to be. Like, Photoshop did add AI tools to Photoshop, but honestly, you're better off never using it. It can't even do basic edits. And on top of that, too, when you do agree to use the generative tools, Adobe also takes all the images you put into Photoshop and uses it to train AI. So if you don't want that to happen, do not agree to generative AI terms with Adobe. And what Google mainly did with AI was just shove it back into YouTube. That's like the biggest use case they've seen for it. They're like, hey, you guys hate seeing AI slump all the time. Now you can make it on Shorts. Wonderful. When it comes to AI products, I want to see something actually useful and not just a gimmick or just something to make slop with. That's literally it. Like, I'm sure AI could be used for a lot of actual genuine tools, but right now, people just want the number to go up, which didn't work out so well for Microsoft. Let's be real. And on that note of the giant fall off in their stock, the AI bubble is probably going to pop pretty soon here. Now, I can't give you exact dates or timelines or anything like that because I would be lying. But as of now, when it comes to AI, there is no real use case for this technology at all. It just costs a bunch of money to run for no reason. But keep in mind, whenever you talk to a chatbot a lot or generate an image with a chatbot or generate a video, it uses a lot of power and it costs a lot of money. It is ridiculous how much money this stuff costs to run. Like, it's so expensive that even if you're paying for the highest plan, if you're using these things at all, you're still costing them more money. It is ridiculous how much this stuff costs to run with like none of the benefits. If AI was cost effective and they were making money on these subscriptions, I would say AI is here to stay, but it's the fact they're losing money all of the time. Always. None of these companies will keep a product alive if it's not making them any money. Google will probably be the first to dip because they do that a lot. Google just tends to kill a lot of their own products. Like, the Google graveyard is kind of huge. But back on topic to the AI bubble. Yeah, this stuff is way too expensive to run. And on top of that, everyone hates it, okay? Everyone hates this stuff. Like, if my power bill has to go up to talk to ChatGPT, I'd rather ChatGPT not exist, and I think most people feel the same way. Like, if these companies want people to actually use AI tools, they have to make good AI tools that people want to use, because right now, when I see an AI tool, I just see a data collection machine. ChatGPT, Google Gemini, all this stuff, all they're doing is just collecting tons of data. Because I think for most people, this stuff is just a glorified search engine. It's not that useful. But when this bubble does pop, it will be a big problem for Microsoft, because Microsoft has neglected every single other product they have. Like, Windows 11 is a buggy mess, and no one is going to defend Windows at the moment. Microsoft Office is just Microsoft Office. It's just a subscription now, which is stupid. But Microsoft Teams is a joke program, and all I hear is people complaining about it. So, and when the AI bubble does burst, Microsoft can't really fall back to gaming because they also killed Xbox. So, Microsoft kind of has nothing left. Now, I'm sure they could get their act together and fix the company, but it's a question of if they will, and I don't think they will. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Like and subscribe if you're new. Click the bell to check more of my content, and have a good one.